For me, it's about the law and people. How am I supposed to quantify the value of these things when I don't have evidence?
I'm sorry.
And how people can resolve their problems and just be better for it.
Justice with passion.
I always knew I was going to go into law because I tried to see everybody's point of view in an argument. You say one thing, she says another. So who am I to believe?
Justice with truth.
Either you make the decision or I make the decision. You won't like mine.
This is Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. Luke Fox is suing Jessica Galetta in the amount of $6,000. Mr. Fox claims he shipped fresh produce from his small farm to Ms. Galetta's bakery and says she owes for neglecting to pay the remaining 6 months of her contract.
Okay, Mr. Fox, I understand you are a farmer, correct?
That's correct, yes, Your Honor.
Tell me about that type of business.
I have a small recreational farm of about 50 acres, and we ship produce all across the country and also to some fine dining establishments in Southern California.
Okay, good. So we are here today suing a former client, Ms. Galetta, in the amount of $6,000.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Why $6,000?
Because she terminated our contract 6 months early.
So you're asking for the value of the contract?
That's correct. The remainder of the contract, right. I believe I'm owed $6,000.
Okay, on what grounds? Explain to me.
Well, we had entered in a business agreement a little while ago about during the pandemic. I noticed that there was issues with supply lines for a lot of the local restaurants. So we needed additional revenue streams. So what I did is I started trying to sell to local establishments and some of the fine restaurants around Southern California.
Got it.
And they loved my produce. It was going great. And then I started advertising on social media, and that's when Ms. Galetta contacted me about my services.
Okay.
So what I would do is I was to send her a shipment of fresh produce every single week, and she would pay me $1,000 a month for that.
Okay, so every week she would receive a box of fresh produce, $1,000 a month.
That's correct.
Okay. And what type of produce would you send her, or she requested?
Typically apples, and there was also strawberries, spinach, and just various other things that might happen to be in season as well.
And would you give her a list of those things that were in season?
Typically, she would make a request. I would provide her with what other people are purchasing, but generally, she wanted to stick to her few staples.
Okay. So then you signed a contract, and just generally tell me what the contract said.
So the contract says that if she receives produce she doesn't like, she can ship it back to me to get it replaced or to get a refund possibly. So I am to provide her with fresh produce each week. Yep. It's supposed to arrive on Sundays at 9 a.m. That's supposed to happen every week. She's supposed to give me $1,000 a month for that. I handle the logistics and the shipping. And then also it says that if she wants to terminate the contract, that she has to give 30 days notice, and that goes for either party. She did not give me the 30 days notice. She just stopped paying.
I didn't need to give you a 30-day notice. You knew.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did, because according to the contract you signed, you had to. But anyway, let's continue. So then continue. So then what else happened?
So she starts complaining about things. There was weather in the Midwest, so some of our shipping slowed down a little bit. She got a couple shipments that were late, and then I tried to correct that.
So shipments were late, but you were okay with the shipments being late?
I wasn't, honestly, but he offered me a 20% discount.
Okay.
Yeah, and she took it. She was very happy with that discount.
So you were fine with that. So you took the discount.
At the time, yes.
You technically amended the contract by saying you don't have to ship I don't have to receive every Sunday at 9 a.m.
Technically speaking, yes.
So that's an amendment to the contract, to the original contract, right? So it's okay, I can get late shipments as long as the price is reduced. So that's technically the second amendment to the contract. So right now we have 2 amendments. What else happened?
So she starts complaining because our logistics company wasn't getting the shipments there. I told her that it's difficult out there for all of those companies right now.
During COVID?
Yes. Things are not shipping as quickly as possible, and that's just the reality of the situation.
All right, but she was okay with it, and she was okay with the discount. All
She's
right,
not going to get better produce.
What else happened?
So she also starts complaining about the quality of the produce, which is just ridiculous because I provide produce to some of the top establishments in the greater Southern California area.
Okay. Was it that maybe when the shipments were late, the produce didn't stay as fresh?
Coming up on Justice for All.
And what else happened?
So then she just starts ghosting me on the payments. I'm supposed to receive written notice on the termination of the contract, which she did not provide.
And later,
we were throwing a party in our backyard that we are making into a music venue. He's always wanted to be a DJ. I've always wanted to kind of run music venues and, you know, be in charge of them.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. We're back with the case of Luke Fox, who is suing Jessica Galetta for breach of contract.
How many shipments did you receive, Ms. Galetta, where the produce was not up to your standards?
For the first 3 months, things were really good. I was really pleased with the product. My customers were also really happy. I was selling out like crazy every day. By month 4, I started to have issues right away with shipping. And then by month 5, things were coming, like apples were mushy and mealy. I had rotten spinach one time.
Did you take pictures and show it to him?
I did take some.
I never saw any pictures.
She never sent you pictures?
No.
You never sent him pictures?
I didn't send pictures of the product, but the finished product was reviewed by my customers. And
So you did use the product regardless of it being spoiled and rotten.
I had no
as
choice.
You claim. This happened in month 5, right?
Right.
That 3 months okay, 4th month, the only problem was that the shipping was late, but you were okay getting the produce with 20% off.
Right.
On the 5th month, that's when you got a batch that was spoiled. You say, you didn't bring me pictures today. I'm just supposed to take your word for it. Did you email him right away?
I did.
Did she email you upon receipt of the thing? And what did she say?
No, the email mostly says that she was upset about the lateness of the shipments. I don't know as far as the spoiled product. I don't know how that happened. I don't know.
So these emails don't even talk about the spoiled product?
No, I don't believe so. None that she sent me.
I think that's awfully convenient that you can't find those emails.
I have the emails that he gave, but I have emails from you basically upset about the shipping. You did say the taste of some of the products is not compared to what you received the first 3 months. Is there any way to remedy this? Nowhere do you say they're spoiled or rotten. You just say the taste. All right. And what else happened?
So then she just starts ghosting me on the payments. She turned off the bank draft. I was not getting paid. I'm supposed to receive written notice on the termination of the contract, which she did not provide.
So when did you notify him that you no longer wanted to do business with him?
So in February, which is the time I cut him off completely, I received a late shipment. I was supposed to get it, of course, on Sunday at 9 a.m. Instead, I got it on Monday at 10 p.m. Yeah, I'm open Monday through Friday.
Did you not watch the weather report?
Okay, Mr. Fox. So in February, which is your 3rd month, you took the produce, despite the fact you're saying it was bad. So then what else happened?
So I received that late shipment, and I was just fed up with the lack of quality. He kept promoting fine, fresh produce, which I was not receiving. And between the lack of quality and the late shipments, which were putting me behind on demand, I just decided that it was time to end it with him. I gave him about a week's notice, yes.
When did you give him a week's notice?
On that Monday evening, after I received that shipment, I was very upset. And
this is when you say, I'm writing to tell you that I'm terminating our contract effective immediately.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
It should have been mailed by certified mail. I did not receive a handwritten or a written letter.
Your contract just says you can terminate at any time within a 30-day written with a 30-day written notice to the other party. It doesn't say email, FedEx, certified mail, nothing. You signed it. I didn't.
How do I know that her produce is like, I don't know about the standards.
But you got the email that she said, I'm terminating our contract effective immediately, right?
Yes.
So that's written notice. It's still written notice, Mr. Fox. Okay, but you didn't give him 30-day notice. You gave him a week notice. You just said that.
Correct.
All right. So I have to assume that on that 5th month, even though you did not like the produce because it was spoiled, you still used it because you have reviews from your clients after that date. So it just seems to me that it's a convenient argument. What I do find is that, yes, you did terminate the contract. You did give him a written termination.
It's an email.
You did. Mr. Fox, that is written, okay? I didn't draft the contract. Don't get mad at me because you drafted the contract ahead of time. You said a 30-day written notice. She gave you a written notice. However, Ms. Galetta, it was not a 30-day notice. It was a week notice. So based on the contract that you signed, you owe him $1,000 because you terminated the contract, only gave him a week's notice. You're supposed to give him 30 days, right? So technically, you owe him for 30 days, which is $1,000.
What?
Okay? So I am agreeing with you, and the contract that you drafted and you gave her and signed say she did give you a written notice, however, but she did not give you 30 days. So how do we remedy that? Is that we give you the value of those 30 days, which is $1,000, okay? So based on the evidence, I will grant the plaintiff's claim in part only in the amount of $1,000 as I find that the defendant failed to properly terminate the contract that you both agreed to enter in, okay? Good luck.
Judge Perez has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $1,000.
I can't believe this. $1,000 is not going to pay my employees.
I don't owe him anything. He promised me fresh, fine produce. I didn't get that.
Coming up on Justice for All.
Was this backyard venue completed before the party?
He actually planned a party without me knowing in order for me to finish it on time.
So he knew it wasn't completed.
He knew it wasn't
and
complete.
he organized a party.
Specifically with the intention of making me finish it.
Interesting.
You're watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. Kyle Diaz is suing Paul Lensin in the amount of $1,739. Mr. Diaz claims he fell and hit his head while checking out the ball pit his roommate built in the backyard and says the defendant should pay his medical bills.
Okay, Mr. Diaz, I understand you are suing your roommate, Mr. Lensin, for $1,739 due to some injuries you incurred in your own backyard.
Yes, yes, I did step into a ball pit. It was a ball pit that he built in our backyard. We were throwing a party in our backyard that we were kind of making into a music venue. He's always wanted to be a DJ. I've always wanted to kind of run music venues.
Whose idea was to build what? What were you guys building? A stage?
We were going to build a party venue that we could throw parties at and I could DJ, and it was his idea to make the venue.
Okay. All right. So then what exactly were you going to build, Mr. Diaz?
We kind of built a stage section where the DJ booth was going to be. We were going to do a tent, a big tent to be across the whole backyard, but we didn't find one big enough. He has building experience. I've never built anything.
Were you a contractor?
No, Your Honor, I built with my father.
Company?
No, I just built with my father. Nothing really big, just things we can put in our backyard.
And you just helped your dad?
Yes, Your Honor.
You guys didn't think about hiring somebody to do it? Because if you're inviting people to come over, I mean, it could be a hazard if you don't do it right. You just decided, Mr. Lensin, you were just going to build it?
Yes, Your Honor. We didn't have too much of a budget to spend on other people.
And why didn't you help Mr. Diaz?
He said he could do it himself, and he didn't really ask for help. I didn't.
So you just let him do it?
Yeah.
coming up.
There were people that were showing up at the house, and I was showing them the backyard. And as I was looking at the ball pit, I wanted to show off, and I stepped on one of the beach balls that you had buried. He had buried them.
You're watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. We're back with the case of Kyle Diaz, who is suing Paul Lensin for medical expenses.
All right, so then what happened?
So there was a section of the backyard that was around 3 feet deep, and I decided to get a little ball pit.
Ball pit, like what kids play, those little
Yes,
ball
yeah, but,
pits
I
when you
mean-
go to those little recreational
Yeah.
thing, and then what happened?
It was like half full. I tested it out. I stood in it. It wasn't much, so I told him to go get more balls before the party because it was the day of the party, a Saturday, and he was having a little fit about finishing everything because he had to do everything. I mean, he never really asked me to do.
Was this backyard venue completed before the party?
He actually planned a party without me knowing in order for me to finish it on time.
Interesting. All right, so then what happened? Did you injure yourself?
So if the ball pit wasn't full, I asked him if there was anything we can do to fill the ball pit. I had mentioned that I had beach balls. I just threw out the idea that he can put them on top to kind of cover up how shallow it was. He apparently did that, but there were people that were showing up at the house already. I was showing them around. I was showing them the backyard. And as I was looking at the ball pit, I wanted to kind of show off. I stepped in the ball pit, and I stepped on one of the beach balls that you had buried. He had buried them so that nobody could see them, and I slipped. There's the concrete next to the ball pit, and
Go ahead and entertain me with the pictures. Go ahead. So that you slipped and hurt yourself.
yeah, this is the ball pit, and this is the platform, and this is the side that I fell off of.
All right, and then please just get to the conclusion.
So I fell off and busted my head on the concrete. I kind of blacked out. Everyone was surrounding me, and I had my other roommate take me to the ER.
Judge Perez's verdict when Justice for All returns. You're watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez.
I mean, how irresponsible is this? And you assumed the risk because you knew your roommate wasn't a contractor. You knew he had only built a couple things, but you let him build this whatever back makeshift stage was. You decided to throw a party knowing the backyard was not done, assuming the risk, and you're the one who gets hurt. Thank God you were the one who got hurt and not one of your friends or invitees that you guys had, because it would have been worse than what is happening now. So he's supposed to pay you $1,700 for your stupidity. You have some responsibility because you should have never built it, because you know people were going to be on there. If one of these platforms would have completely cracked and somebody got hurt, then it would have been on you. But you're the one who entered the ball pit at your own peril. So based on that, I cannot grant your claim, and I will deny your claim for $1,739. Please use your head. Be more careful. Something else could have happened, okay?
Judge Perez has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
He was the reason that I got hurt in the first place.
I'm just glad that his stupidity is finally going to get checked.
No, and now I'm out $1,700 for
I don't
something
even care
didn't
about the money at this point. It's just the fact that a friend had to attack me like this. I think that's super exciting.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.